When we look at bold moves that we take, it often reshapes how we define what winning looks like, what success looks like. So how has your definition of success changed because of this journey that you've been on?
That's such a good question. I thought success was money. I mean, money's nice, you know, we need it. But my success, I define success in the relationships that I built along the way, like real meaningful relationships. And I think you could cross these digital boundaries that we have, like that could happen. You know, you don't have to see somebody like we're sitting here one face to face. You know, there's so much power in, you know, the technology that we have now to just really like reach beyond borders.
Yeah.
And you could make such an impact on somebody with the spoken word that you could just change their life, you know, improve it, or maybe stop them from maybe they're in despair and they're at their last hope of however they're feeling. That could pivot, that could change. That's so powerful. To me, that's success, when you can have an impact on a human like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's I think what we're here for.
It's so interesting because I've been in sales like pretty much my entire life. But it's funny because in my 20s and even most of my 30s, like I never really understood the emphasis on relationships. Like I was always in jobs where, yeah, I guess I could have built relationships, but it didn't click with me. And I kind of blame that on like, you know, my ADHD and autism. Because like, you know, you're kind of, you know, a few years behind the rest of the pack in a manner of speaking. Like I have always noticed, like I'm always, you know, just a little bit, you know, like 7 years maybe is probably like that number. And I think, and then I catch up with the rest of my peer group. But it's funny because it wasn't until like late 30s, early 40s where you're kind of like, oh, and it kind of clicks. And you really start, at least I know I have, I really started to value the external relationships. You know what I mean? Like the relationships outside of like your family, you know, like, 'cause there's a whole network out there and it is so powerful.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it does change lives. I mean, just the relationships that I've been connected with have already changed my life, and they're going to continue. And I just wish more people could understand the effect. And if you really just put the energy into it, like it can make a really big difference.
Yeah.
You know, it's just strange.
If you can, you know, I mean, you know, people like introverts, you know, it's a hard thing, you know. And I can remember, I have this one episode that I always have in my head of my younger son. I think he must have been he was in elementary, so he was probably like 8 years old. And we had just kind of moved into the neighborhood, and all the neighborhood kids were playing out there. They were playing football, and he was looking out the window. And I said, go out there. He's like, no, I can't. He physically could not go out there. Like it was anxiety, just he could not. And I pushed him. I pushed him to go out there, and he went. Oh, and then he had a blast. He had a blast, right? But he had to push himself through that and make that jump, and then beautiful things happened. He had a good football game, and he made friends, and you know. So I think, and so looking at, you know, like as an adult, if you can push yourself to get out there, get into a networking group, go do something social, you're going to find the joy in being around people and getting to know people. Like it, and I wasn't always this way. Like my husband, I think, was born that way. He's a people person. And I would look at him and I'd be like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Like we'd get home from a party and my face hurt from the fake smile. And I'm like, how do you do that? Well, I get it now. You know, I found the joy in people, you know, good people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key. Because yeah, I was telling you earlier, you can tell when somebody's motives are really not aligned.